Reality T is reporting that Hilaria Baldwin and Alec Baldwin's relationship is on the rocks after her historic run on Dancing with the Stars. They say that the household can't handle two stars. They're both shining so brightly that it's causing a contentious relationship. And I just want to speak from the bottom of Turtle Time's heart that we are wishing those two the best and a hopefully smooth remedy to get you guys back on track. We need you both married and together for as long as you guys can handle it. Amy?
Do you think that she's shaken to her core that Andy Richter has made it twice as far as she did on Dancing with the Stars?
Of course she's thinking that. The sources at Reality T say that she watches every week, and when she's watching Andy Richter, you've never seen somebody so pissed off. Every single thing that he's doing, apparently she just can't stand. Like, I watched that last one that he was doing. It was Wicked. I think it was Wicked Night recently.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, why the fuck did they give Andy Richter Denying Gravity? And what the hell were those kind of dances that he was
Denying
doing?
Gravity.
Oh no! Oh, defying gravity. They go. She goes, "Why the hell?" She goes, "Yeah." So I think that it's just all sort of causing a lot of turmoil. I mean, they were on the razor's edge during the Baldwins, season 1, and I think that this was sort of just any more of a catalyst in there is sort of going to ignite them and cause possible feuding. But I just, as you know, I'm rooting for them, and so I want them to be. Hopefully, I want it to work out between them.
They have way too many kids to break up. What do you even do at that point?
Yeah, that's one of those things about having that many kids. It's like, what the hell do you do? I mean, 7, what is it, 7 of them?
A whole brood.
Yeah,
I'm kind of happy to have them off my screens. I don't know that I need to check in anytime soon.
Really? Wow, so wait, you don't care
I'm
about
sick of
Baldwin's?
them.
Really? Why? After he smashed into that tree?
I've had it.
Really? Why? What happened with Alec? He doesn't do anything wrong.
I mean, I never liked that show. I found them irksome.
Right.
And the further I get from it, the less I want it at all.
Oh, so okay, so sorry, I was speaking for Turtle Time, and I said we have our deepest, strongest condolences and wishes for them. You're saying there's sort of a divide here. I'm saying
Cursed
that, and
from the start.
Really? So if they broke up and they said goodbye, Alec, and goodbye, Hilaria, let's figure out how we split up these kids, you're saying good riddance to that?
Yeah, they should split them up Parent Trap style, and he gets 3 and she gets 3, and then if there's an extra one, they'll figure that out.
Do you think it should be alternating, like by age? Because Carmen is obviously
by height.
Probably height. So, it has to map out where Carmen, I think, is with Hilaria. They have such a deep bond.
They have a podcast.
Right, they have a podcast. The real scoop would be who gets Baby Baldwin, the smallest.
The Baldy.
Little Baldy, Baby Baldwin. That one is the true treasure of that group of kids. Well, damn. Well, I'm sorry that I was sort of speaking out of school for Turtle Time. I'm sorry. I had no idea. I loved Baldwin season 1, and I didn't know that. We never talked off mic about that you had turned on it. So I'm so sorry.
Yeah, the Kardashians are back. I no longer need the Baldwins. But yeah, there's kind of a lot of Bravo shit going on right now. I feel like the new season is churning of like we've been in a lull and now there's some new updates. We have a couple of trailers that have dropped this week. I guess we should start with Vanderpump. That one came first. The new iteration of Vanderpump Rules. There is a teaser or a true trailer, I guess. It was pretty long. I think it was like 2 minutes. Came out this week. And how did you feel once you watched it?
Oh, damn. Well, it's time for a shift change, I guess.
Yes.
I think that, well, I'm really conflicted about it because, first of all, what this means and what it symbolizes is horrible to me. It breaks my heart and breaks my soul. This reboot, it's a reboot. There's a reality television reboot in which you rebooted and gutted a thing that you and I cherish with all of our hearts. We're recapping the fucking thing on Patreon. It started the podcast. It's everything to me, and I love those cast members so much. To sort of see the zombie wake up from the dead and lurch out and say, "Look at me, I'm Vanderpump Rules," and look at all these new people. I'm just sort of I'm going to be sort of critical up front, and it's going to be very hard to win me over. I mean, could you imagine if I was just like, I was like, rolled my eyes back in my head and I go, that was the best shit I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's very hard to go into this without preconceived ideas of what we've lost and what this means. So I'm a hard sell on this one. Overall, and nothing really made me go like, whoa, holy shit, they've got it. This is the original cast is back. So I'm like, I'm going to, obviously I'm going to be a good person and wait and trust Bravo. But initially I'm just kind of bummed out and waiting to see the real thing. How did you feel when you saw this thing lurch onto your screen?
Yeah, same. Underwhelmed. It felt like watching a Southern Hospitality trailer, without just being straight up rude and hateful. I'll just say, like,
hateful
when it ends. My meanest. When it showed the photo at the end, like the cast photo, I was like, this is our group. Like, because when you first saw the Vanderpump cast, you're like, Andy Cohen was like, they're the most gorgeous people I've ever seen. Like, no matter what you would want to know, like there was an allure about the look of them. And this group, when I saw them, I was like,
Okay. You said a lot of things that I want to unpack, each one of them. First of all, I was shocked by that group photo as well, only because of how sparse it seemed. I was like, what the hell happened? Did Lisa take you guys into a separate little room that we've never been into before, and there's only 7 of you? I'm used to those.
It used to be like Baroque with like 25 people and fruit.
It was Where's Waldo? Yeah, and there was 50 of them, and I didn't even care who the hell there was. Chef Joe was in there, and it was like, I looked a little cloistered, and I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of pressure on these new 7 people, like, to me. So I was a little, I was shocked by that as well. That sort of that cast photo really kind of hit it home that this is really different.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can't fully know. I mean, the trailer didn't blow me away for a number of reasons. But I guess it's kind of hard to judge before we know them at all, because maybe I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, maybe some of the things they say and do in the trailer upon reflection of watching it, you're like, oh, like that was about that thing, but
the penis pump. He was pumping his penis. So I'm glad that cast member said that. Well, I wanted to ask you, because you said the allure when you saw those season 1 people, and they were like, you saw him because you saw him live. I did not see him until like season 7, so I never had what you had of, hey, who are these sexy servers at Lisa's restaurant? Was that really the thought you had going into it? Were you intrigued? Because I was almost going to say, in defense of this new cast, like, would I, if I saw Jax and he was like shirtless and he was sitting on a big ball of food, would I have been like, ooh, I gotta know more about that guy? Or would I have? I don't know how I would have felt.
I have to come correct, and I famously rejected Vanderpump Rules at the beginning. I was a staunch Housewives fan, and I said, how dare you try and backdoor me into this trash?
We're elitists.
Yeah, it took me a few years to accept my fate, which I'm embarrassed about. I wish I was a day one. I have to say, I watched the first, kind of. And Summer House, I did the same thing. I go, yeah, right, you got me to watch Vanderpump, but you're not getting me to watch this shit.
Yeah, so, I think that knowing me and how I just reacted to this trailer, and if I was just watching Beverly Hills, I'm like, I don't want to see this shitty spinoff of what goes on at Lisa's shitty restaurant. So, and then, what counter to what we're saying now, we only had to talk about Next Gen NYC because we wanted to recap it on Turtle Time, and then we discovered it's a diamond in the rough that we love, and we were so glad that we tapped in 3 episodes in. So maybe we just need to get over this initial hurdle of judging people too harshly. But then counter to that, I like to counter and then counter again. Southern Hospitality, I gave that a little whirl, and that shit was fucking horrible. All 3 seasons. So you really never know.
It's kind of, I wouldn't say fun. It's actually kind of arduous, but to judge or test your litmus of, so if you go in blind, like Southern Hospitality, we tried, and if it were good, we would have realized and gone to the mat for it, but we were like, this sucks.
Mhm.
And then Next Gen, we were like, wait a minute, there's something here. And same with McBee's. I was like, now hold on a second.
Same here. Oh my God. Around episode 2, I was like, holy shit, I'm going on the McBee ride forever.
Yeah. So, we'll try and be fair, but I'm
Yeah.
not hopeful. But I mean, I don't think anyone's hopeful. I think everyone on Earth is as skeptical as we are
We're
about this
so
one.
fair. I mean, we're fair. We remember when Roni came on? I gave that thing the biggest try of my life. Both of us did. We said, "All right, well, not the best start of this new Roni, but we'll see. I like Jessel." And then we went through it for 2 seasons. It was awful. So I could be surprised, but unfortunately, even those moments that you're talking about where you said somebody said something and maybe we'll like that they said it, there was no real moments in this trailer where I was able to latch onto something that they said that was like iconic or fun or like a turn of phrase. It was all just sort of parsed or like uh, spliced up gibberish. Penis pump.
Yeah.
My butt. He texted
Yeah.
that person. Like, you know what I mean? There wasn't even enough to I think that they really should have introduced this cast more. This is such a huge endeavor of them scrapping Vanderpump Rules and rebooting it that I think that they needed to introduce the cast slowly and a little more deliberately than just throwing a bunch of these fucking people in our face like they did, scraped together in a new trailer like that. It was jarring for me to have Vanderpump Rules come down to that.
I know. I just don't even know if it's possible. Same with Roni. I mean, actually, I think Roni, it's possible for us to accept a new group because the Housewife franchise is its own thing. Vanderpump Rules, it feels almost like your dad is trying to bring a new stepmom home and you're like, fuck her. Like, my mom is the best. You will not be bringing me a new mommy. Like, I don't want it.
Yeah, of course. I know exactly how that feels. Not personally, but I know I've seen a lot of films in which the stepmom comes in and she starts to ruin shit. That's a great point about the difference between the Housewives franchise where casts are nimble and can come in and 2 or 3 can be removed and it doesn't change anything. Vanderpump Rules, as we've said a million times, is a testament to those 8 of the most vibrant, charismatic, fun, silly, dramatic people we've ever seen in our lives. And so scrapping all of them and hoping for 8 new people to replace them is almost an impossible task. And the odds are that they won't be able to handle it and hold that place that the original cast members did.
Yeah. Only time will tell. Did it have a premiere date?
That's a wonderful question. I think it's December 2nd. I hate to be the one who doesn't know shit, but I think it was December 2nd.
Did it say that?
Thinking,
same week as Beverly Hills?
I'm almost positive because I said, when's my birthday? And I said, oh my God, 18 days before. Holy shit. So I'm almost positive December 2nd. And then 2 days before what you just said, December 4th is New Beverly Hills. So we're going to be,
you're right.
Wow. Good thing I tied it to my birthday. I made sure I could never forget. Anything else to say about that Vanderpump Rules shit before we talk about Beverly Hills?
Yeah, let's talk about the other trailer that dropped that will be 2 days after. I was, I'm keeping one foot out the door. You never know. I am not totally sure that the drama, there was nothing earth-shattering about the trailer, but it looked like there was a lot going on. And I'm intrigued by the woman that I already forgot who she is, but I didn't know she was going to be on it.
Amanda, a new friend Amanda I wrote down. I think her name is Amanda. I'm almost positive.
She seems like nuts in the good way.
Oh, really? Tell me. So what struck you about Amanda? Okay, because they have Rachel Zoe, which I don't know her, but she goes, I'm used to this Bravo shit. And then they have this new person, Amanda. What did you think when you saw Amanda?
She had this energy of a Brittany from Salt Lake, or even what was Thomas Ravenel's fiance's name? Ashley? Yeah. Sort of someone that's ready to come wreak havoc, ready to just be I don't even fit in here, so let's fucking go. Or I feel like there have been people on Beverly Hills like that too. Just someone that's not even trying to assimilate and is just all fucking light fires.
Yeah. I guess, Leah McSweeney was like that on Roni. Bronwyn is kind of doing... Oh, no. Bronwyn's doing a good job of being a part of the group. But I know exactly what you're talking about. That's sort of a standard. I felt that a little bit too. I felt very comforted by
Mhm.
seeing this cast. I felt the exact same as you. No, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. I don't know if I was so intrigued by any storylines that I was seeing, but I realized that I missed the Beverly Hills cast after
Mm.
this drought from them. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm glad everybody's back. And I'm glad Bose has a second season, of course. And I
Mhm.
love Jennifer Tilly. And I like
Yeah.
Kathy when she pops in and has those dinners and says she's Chinese royalty or whatever. Like I'm excited about seeing them again. And I was very optimistic about the season when I saw this trailer. It looked fun. Mainly maybe a little bit of the Sutton and Tilly stuff was interesting to me when Tilly goes, this is why Garcelle left, because Sutton sucks up all the air out of the room and needs everything to be about her. I was like, holy shit, if somebody's going to do that and talk about that like that to Sutton, like Jennifer Tilly,
Yeah.
her former ally, that was kind of interesting to me. Kyle is teasing her. Kyle goes, just say, Bose, what you've been begging to ask me. I could go Brad or Angelina. And then the record, they were spinning a record and then it completely does that record scratch noise, setting up the
Yeah.
rest of the trailer. Like maybe Kyle's going to reveal either she likes Angelina or Brad.
Yeah. I need her to finally say something because the audience is gonna be so pissed if she
Right.
does one more season not divulging anything about her changing love life. There also seem to be some like sad and tender moments with her and Mauricio. Um,
Yeah.
I don't remember if we decided that her daughter's wedding would make the cut or not, but certainly that's something I would like to see. I'm sure like wedding planning at least is part of it. And so like her and Mauricio will have to hang out.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe on the end card for Kyle, it'll be like, and guess what? She's just celebrated a huge wedding, and they'll have a couple of the clips because I don't know if that would have made it. Oh, I did
right.
love what you said when Kyle's crying and Mauricio sticks out his thumb and he wipes it under Kyle's eye to get that tear off of her face. That was pretty
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. I will say overall, I was a little bit like, okay, I wasn't hopeful at all. And when I saw it, I was like, you know what? This looks decent. I'm not positive that that's the case yet, but it was better than I thought.
Yeah, I like when Dorit went out with Mauricio and she goes, guess what? PK hasn't asked to see the kids once. And Mauricio goes, well, I'm hearing a different story from PK. I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that scene. I mean, Dorit post PK will be great. We haven't even really thought about that. I think, they've been suffering relationship turmoil for a long time, but now we're fully out of the PK world for Dorit. There was some Erica Jane stuff. I don't really remember. I think she's going to be getting in fights with Amanda because Amanda was like,
Yeah.
sorry that I didn't trust my financial security to a horrible man named Tom Girardi. So I think
Yeah.
they're going to have a fight too.
Yeah. Dorit is still her new fiery self where she's like, I've had enough, Erica. And she's eating an ice cream cone. It looks like they go to a bunch of places. Italy, Sonoma. I think there was a third place in the trailer. I'm like, whenever Dorit gets to speak Italiano, I'm on board.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, Sedona. I think Sedona is where they go, and I've been to Sedona a lot. They have this place called this Slippery Rock. People in Sedona or who've gone there will know. It's the slipperiest rock in all of the world. And so if they go there, I'm going to be sort of screaming because I've been there as a kid 6 or 7 times.
I wonder if that was the rock that Jennifer Tilly was huffing and puffing up because they did her dirty in the trailer and made her like claw her way up a mountain, like hyperventilating.
So I can say this as somebody who's gone to Slippery Rock. Yes, it's called Slide Rock. Sorry. When you go down Slide Rock and you're sliding your ass off, you're going the fastest you've ever been, you have to climb back up the mountain. So I think that's to get back to where you were. So that's what Tilly was doing, climbing up that Slide Rock. Yeah. So you know what I'm excited for more than anything, even if these are pure shit? I'm excited to talk about both of them in December with you.
Yes. Same.
I think it'll be much needed. I mean, not much needed. Like Turtle Time doesn't need shit. I mean, we're fucking killing it. But Southern Charm, Vanderpump Rules, Beverly Hills. I mean, that's an
Yeah,
action-packed schedule, no matter if they're
it's
all
true.
dog shit or not.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it can't get much worse than what we're doing now.
I know it's a real lull, um, to the point where, yeah, we're just keeping tabs on everyone online. And I did want to say I was keeping tabs on the Halloween actions of
Oh
everybody,
yeah.
and I wanted to shout out this Brittany Cartwright post where she's dressed as a sort of masquerade. Gothic Halloween costume, and she had a party, and the caption reads as this, which just imagine Brittany typing this up and how much pleasure she was getting out of this. So I'll read it as her. Um, Welcome to my Victorian vampire masquerade, where we celebrated the cursed and the condemned. Do beware, once night falls, the thirst awakens.
Oh my God, she was probably like Shakespeare in Stratford von Avon in his little bungalow there when she was writing that shit for the caption of her. Was that on Instagram of when she was showing her major party, like all of the
Yeah.
photos from it? Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so very evocative, like you said. Very much strikes a chord within me. Vampire Victorian masquerade. It reminds me of Interview with the Vampire a
Yeah.
little bit. Do you remember around that era when they're in the 1700s and it's more Victorian? And
She
they're
got her Anne Rice on.
I think that she might have read Anne Rice at some formative time in her life, because this reminded me of that Victorian era vampire aesthetic. And then also True Blood has a little bit of post-Victorian sensibility, I think. Not really, but yeah, not really
Is
at
that
all. But
Southern?
yeah, sort of Southern. And there's a little bit of that Interview with the Vampire spirit. But let's go back to my first one, Interview with the Vampire. It really
Do you
reminds me of
think
that.
she prompted ChatGPT and she was like, write an alluring caption about a vampire party in the voice of Anne Rice?
Absolutely. Or at least she wrote her version, which I won't try to speculate what it was, and then said, can you Anne Riceify this and make it more about old-timey vampires in a certain age? And then it's quite possible that ChatGPT spit that thing out.
It spit it out, and then you go, more Anne Rice. And
Even
it's like,
more.
yes, ma'am, more.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm sorry, that's as Anne Rice as we can get. But AI is getting so good; they could probably keep going Anne Rice as much as you want. No, I loved that, and I love you were doing a wonderful Halloween treat for me, because you were sending me the best Bravo costumes in the world, and I was just lighting up with joy. Angie K's she was honoring Ace Frehley from Kiss, and her and Elektra and her wonderful husband Sean were all 3 members of Kiss. Maybe her dog was the 4th, Gene Simmons, but it was the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I love that Elektra wanted to participate in that.
Elektra was so cool. She was the one from Kiss where she was doing the rocker fingers and sticking out her tongue, just like how Gene Simmons would do. And there were Stassi. Let's not forget Stassi. She was the bubonic plague, and everybody was sick and
Classic.
gross at hers.
So she had a rival party, potentially.
Yes. Yeah, it was Stassi Says versus Valley Season 3. It was a Halloween war that night of different competing crews, because I believe, this could be wrong, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think the Valley Season 3 ended either just before or at that Halloween party for Brittany. I think they just commenced filming, so either they just missed it or that was like one of the final pieces of the Valley Season 3. And then I heard that possibly Stassi's party, the bubonic plague party, was also going to be captured on Stassi Says. I think they're just redoing Stassi Says completely. I think they filmed a pilot, or whatever you call that initial pilot. Why the hell am I blanking? Like a very quick 10-minute pilot, and then it officially got picked up, but they waited like a year, and now it's on, because TMZ also reported on Katie Maloney filming at the Belmont with Stassi for Stassi Says, and that kind of lit up the internet for a second. That means that Katie is going to be joining Stassi in the sort of the Hulu era of her life, post Bravo, which is kind of, who knows how much she's going to be involved, but if she went to the bubonic plague party and the Belmont, that's 2 significant scenes on this show.
That's true. I wonder if Stassi was like, please, we need some old timers to help spice this up, because that's all people care about.
Yeah, for sure that. But then also it completely behooves Katie to do this. She's not being courted by Bravo. She's not being asked to be on the Valley, or if so, she declined. She is not a part of the Bravo umbrella. And so if she wants to, it's a great place for her to have a post Bravo life on Stassi Says in this
Yeah.
Hulu chapter. So it's a bonus for me to catch up with Katie on that Stassi show, I think, given all the cast members. So kind of fun, I don't know. That's interesting, right? People like that kind of news,
Yeah.
right?
More to come. We'll see how the Valley is. We also talked about, I've been following JT from Southern Charm for a while now. He popped up on No King's Day. He was very vocal about that. And he keeps posting about, political stuff. And apparently he's so fed up that he has sold all of his worldly possessions, including his properties, his car, his watch, and everything he owns, very Into the Wild style, and moved to Bali. He's doing a full Eat, Pray, Love,
I saw.
getting back to basics.
Yeah, I saw he's back to complete basics there, and he's done day 1, day 2, day 3. He's telling us what's going on. It's great. I follow JT, and I don't know what happened. I should have been getting these updates right to my, right on Instagram, but I don't know what happened. But yeah, this is huge. He left the country. He said, why? Obviously, my country is pure shit. So I'm going here now to Bali. And he goes, it's hard. I haven't made any friends yet. I'm going to need a community pretty soon. I'm doing yoga to meet a new community. I spent a lot of time in this big pool. And then he's going to give us these updates for this life. He's created his own Bali reality show, of what it's going to be like when you kind of make that decision to be like, I don't want to be a part of this country and its practices anymore. I'm going to leave and try it out here in Bali. So that's huge for JT.
Yeah, he went full expat mode. Too bad all the guys on Southern Charm hate his guts, because I feel like they would love that. Like, if he was actually friends with him, they would be out there all the time.
Shep would be like, "Oh, I hate JT, but I keep loving his Bali updates because he likes that shit too. He likes traveling and doing that kind of stuff. It's going to be fun. I mean, JT made himself inherently entertaining. I always found him entertaining, but this is an inherently entertaining part of his life for anyone who followed him to be like, hey, this guy I knew who was on 2 seasons of a Bravo show is now starting his life in another country and trying to make friends. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. I'm curious. I want to know more. Did he buy a place there? How much was it? I assume the cost of living is quite low.
Yeah. And he sold, like you said, he sold everything. He's like, hey, it's going to be hard for me to ever come back. I moved out of my place, his car, he said his watch.
He owned all of those Airbnb properties because that was his business. So it sounds like he sold those too. I bet his mom's pissed.
I know. Bunny, she was so sweet. I loved his mom. She was like, JT, the decor in here looks like shit. And he's like, Mom, I love you so much. Oh, God, I'm going to miss JT.
Yeah, he was a fun little flair, but I think this season will hopefully be good. We will keep you guys abreast of, I'll start BravoCon 2025 watch. We should make a little like CNN graphic for that of we're hopefully going to run into every single person we've ever wanted to meet next week, in like basically one week and a couple days. And so if we get any tea on the ground there, we will let you know.
Yeah, I've got one photo op to choose. I have to choose which twosome I'm going to go be with and take a photo with. I want it to either be Stacy and Tia or Lisa Vanderpump, or Cole McBee, Stephen McBee, and Austin Kroll.
Oh, shit. Maybe you can give the power to the people, but that's too hard.
It's the hardest choice I've ever had to make in my life. You were very sweet, and you reminded me that I get this opportunity to do a photo op, and it's like, I mean, it's the craziest thing you've ever seen. It's every Bravo celebrity in the weird, they're very good pairings, and then there's some odd pairings like Austin Cole and Stephen McBee. That might be.
That's pretty good.
It's so good. But yeah, of course, we're going to start really gearing up for BravoCon, and hopefully we're like a torrent, a big fountain of content when we come back. I'm hoping we are, because I'm going to take the world as or I'm going to make BravoCon my oyster and try to make as many. I'm going to be like Jim Carrey, like I've told you this before. I'm going to be like Jim Carrey in Yes Man when he says yes to a lot of stuff. That's the BravoCon adventure that I want to have.
You're going to be moister than an oyster at BravoCon.
Absolutely. And I might wear one of those sex hats that they had on OC. Wait, one last thing on news before we move on. I've got 30 seconds. Steve, you sent me this. Steve McBee found love. He goes, my future is in my arms now and I'm never giving her up. And it's this new person in his life. That was true, right?
Red flag central. He's his father's son. He's like, he posted for the first time ever, this woman, a photo of her in his lap. She looks exactly like his ex-girlfriend from the show. And the caption is, I've never been more sure. And then one of the slides on the slideshow is a text between them where he says the same thing, like basically love bombing. And I'm like, this is so gonna crash and burn. Like,
yeah, it's right. Miss Allie Eklund, I think her name is possibly. And then, yeah, he goes, I've never been so certain of anything in my life, I swear. And she wrote something, but he was sort of blocking it out. I think it's blurred completely. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, of course I remember. I remember his wonderful ex. What was her name?
It was like Kayla or
Of course.
Kala?
Kala. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'll always love Kala. She was wonderful, except when she fought with Cole McBee after that drunken, whatever that,
I
the
think
Ozarks.
He loves to be dominated. I bet this girl was like, I won't commit to you unless you post it on Instagram in no uncertain terms. And he was like, yes, my queen.
She's wonderful, though. She's followed by Madison LaCroix and Cole McBee. She has 220,000 followers, and she's got a robust Instagram. I mean, there is over 100 photos here.
What does she do? Just Instagram?
It says all things life, fashion, fun, beauty hacks, and more. And there are tons of beauty hacks here.
Wonderful.
24 hours. It's a gold mine.
But is she willing to live in Gallatin?
That'll
the question.
Be a huge thing. McBee's are giving us so much for season 3. They're really churning up a bunch of butter, so to speak. Sorry, not butter, like churning up a bunch soy because it's like that guy, their dad, he got sentenced to stuff. Then this breakup, Cole McBee has a baby. I mean, season 3 is the season of McBee.
Argentine beef on the rise, soybeans on the out. I'm like, I'm telling you, I keep bringing it up, but every time I read the news, there's something affecting the McBees at every turn.
Yeah, and I don't want we don't want to stray too far, but there was a huge Argentinian beef sort of. I think that they're going to be McBee's. Steven is trying to get the sort of the meat industry going, and this is a rough time because of the Argentine beef. I think that's coming in, right?
Maybe you should select Lisa for your photo op so that you can gotcha her about Argentinian Beef Week and say, dude, those prices are slashed. You have to do Argentinian Beef Week. The prices can't be beat right now.
If I try to do anything fun or funny with Lisa, she will annihilate me. I will be a bug smashed under her foot. I can't do.
I'm sorry, that's so funny though to be like, Lisa, are you doing Argentinian Beef Week? Have you heard about the great rates on Argentinian beef right now?
Okay, let me. We don't have to spend too much time, but let me practice how I would do this. Lisa, I loved Argentine Beef Week in 2023. Now that there is a huge surplus of Argentine beef, have you thought about giving it out as a discount at SIR next year for 2026?
Yeah, do you think run a special.
Do you think she would? I think, you know what? I take it back. I think Lisa would be very receptive to that question. Yes,
she loves talking about SIR and the food at SIR.
Right.
So I think maybe she'd be like, yes, remind people that they can eat at SIR and that we have fun events and specials about our beautiful and delicious food.
Lisa, what's the special coming up at SIR? And is it going to include this new wonderful bounty of Argentine beef that's coming in? Because I know you've celebrated that in the past. Then it sparks her interest by asking about the specials and then gets to that question that you want. It's sort of a great way to ask a sort of incisive question, don't you think?
Yeah. And I want to know the answer for real. I want to know I want to know how much they actually thought about Argentine Beef Week originally, how well it did, if they would ever do it again.
Oh no, no, it was sold out. When I was calling in 2023 to get my hands on some of it, they said, "Are you kidding? It's the second day of Beef Week. We sell out on the first day." No, it went over so well that they couldn't have enough meat to satisfy the 2024 demand. That's why they took a year off.
Yeah, they're like, we have beef tartare, we have steaks, we have burgers, we have beef every which way.
Yeah, and Chef Joe, you know, I don't want to speak out of school for Chef Joe because he wouldn't want me to say this, but when the Argentine beef gets delivered at Sir, he's kind of like he's going absolutely crazy. He loves it. There's a bunch of different types of stuff he can do with that beef that you've never seen before.
Yeah, I bet Chef Joe was asleep on his Barca lounger watching the news, and he heard President Trump subsidizes Argentine beef in numbers we've never seen. And he came up in his chair and was like,
absolutely. I mean, it's kind of silly you saying that, but it's probably very close to what happened. So
Guillermo, his red phone with Guillermo calling rings, and he's like, all right, it's on.
It's a huge deal. It's gonna be raining Argentine beef this year. So I will talk to Lisa about that. Maybe that'll be the photo I do. But I think you and I should move forward now. We've talked a lot about every news story in the world, but I think we should dip very quickly for about 11 minutes into this episode that we want to recap of Real Housewives of Potomac. It was called Sexting in the Sun, or Sun and Sexts, or
Sunshine and Sexts.
Sunshine and Sexts. And thankfully, I'll say this up front, it was a fun episode. Fun. But again, the conflict that they're trying to bring up is so irritating at this point that is like, oh, it's time to fast forward. When does Kay stop talking about Jazzy? When does Kay stop talking about Wendy? And then the rest is just kind of enjoying Nevis, the Alexander Hamilton home. So this is not wonderful. It's a good episode of Potomac, but thankfully I think it's easy for us to sort of recap, to just say, we like the trip moments, it's fun, but then we got to keep saying the exact same thing, is like, we need to get over some of these initial dramatic points that we're talking about for this long. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, I was disappointed as a 2015 Hamill stan that I didn't immediately clock Nevis as his birthplace, but until they said it, I didn't know.
Well, we had Hamilton fever in our house unbeknownst to us. I think Megan must have subconsciously heard Nevis and it struck something within her, because she watched Hamilton for the first time with Penny 3 days ago. So she was like a pig in shit watching this episode of Potomac. And no, but I think it's totally allowable that you forgot that his hometown was that after 9 or 10 years. But it was a nice surprise.
Lin-Manuel rhymed Nevis with anything. I think they just say Caribbean. I don't think they were like, he was in Nevis, he had a penis.
Right. He's like, shit, he has to scratch that out. It's like, what the hell rhymes
He's
with
like,
this?
that doesn't work.
Would anything have rhymed, though, with Caribbean?
No,
I'm just kidding. I think that would be okay. Separate from Nevis, I think he had a lot more to work with, like you said, with Caribbean or saying other words there. Well, that was an interesting sort of fact to learn, because I haven't seen Hamilton yet, so I didn't know that about Alexander Hamilton. But I was so happy they were there. Just to start, though, I got to say, this Monique Chris Samuels thing died on the vine almost within 4 seconds, and
I don't think it's done. Yeah, right. They're going to build the entire season around it.
Well, it seems to have fizzled out completely, to where Ashley had no backup after the initial allegation to make it keep working, and they tried to bring it up, but then Wendy rightfully calls out that this is an excuse to get Giselle out of talking about Sean Springs. So as someone who loves Stacey, I was happy that they couldn't string this along for very long. I mean, at the dinner, it was a cliffhanger. At the dinner, it lasts for about 3 minutes, and Stacey goes, he's a good friend. Yes, I might have reached out to him, and I don't even care about the worst interpretation of this. If she was sexually attracted to Chris Samuels and wanted to date him and DM him after Monique and him were divorced, who cares? I mean, what is the big bombshell here? It's not a big deal at all, but I don't even believe the extent of that.
Yeah. I feel like that keeps happening on every single Housewives we're watching where there's a bombshell and I go, so?
Yeah, I know, and it's so hard because I don't want to say "so" over and over again, but
Not
when
great for the show.
no, it's not great for the show, and in some stuff, I'm willing to sort of give it the benefit of the doubt and really be teased along with it, but I don't know what the worst version of this is. Who cares? I mean,
Yeah.
Stacey's allowed to do whatever she wants, and she wasn't on the show, presumably, when
Right.
she did this. So she has no allegiance to Monique. It doesn't matter. Then they get out of talking about Giselle's Sean Springs shit, and that's kind of the end, right, of that dinner, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say the other main topic that goes through is after dinner, they kind of party for Wendy's birthday. Kay goes to bed. She's still pissed and she says she's tired, so she just doesn't hang out with them. And everyone notices that Angel sort of comes alive without her and they're having fun. And I was like, honestly, this is fun. She goes, they play like, I don't remember if it was Marry, Fuck, Kill or what, but
Lie, tell a lie,
or
tell a
kill.
liar, tell the truth. Kill
Or
or
the
lie.
question was, who would you kill?
Yeah.
But she goes, I'd kill Giselle. Her ass called me a catfish. And they all sort of laugh
Yeah.
about it, about the Facetune thing. Angel, they're having fun. Like, it looks like a fun thing. Everyone's sort of letting their hair down. They're drinking a lot. It seemed fun and she seemed over it. But then later in the episode, like I think literally the morning after, she's like crying to Giselle, saying she was very disappointed about the Facetune stuff, that she looked up to her and didn't expect a mother to speak that way. And then it got kind of sad where she was saying she was a red carpet host and takes a lot of pride in her appearance. So that's like a low blow for her, which I did say at the time. I was like, I think that like the Facetune stuff is usually funny, but it did feel to me a little sad.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm. I don't know. I agree with you, sort of, but I also was. I'm like never on Giselle's side ever, so I don't know why I am. I took Giselle's comments to mean your face looks completely different. I didn't think about her body. I didn't think about post birth transformation. I didn't think about any of that stuff, and I honestly felt like Angel was going to get over it, and then Kay basically stirred her up and said, you should make a much bigger deal about that. How despicable is Giselle? And then she has, I woke up and thought about it, and actually I'm much more pissed. I really usually dislike when cast members do that. Your first initial reaction was usually the right one. No one stews on it and then gets more mad. I mean, some people do, I guess, if you didn't really hear the comment, but I felt like Angel was taking the worst characterization of this and being like, I'm postpartum. You have no idea what I used to look like. This is a struggle for me. And just I was like, I'm sorry. I really meant you look like a Disney character in one photo. And when I met you, I was like, who the hell is that? Like, it was very much more innocent, but then I have to take into consideration what you said when it seems meaner. And knowing Giselle, she could have meant the meanest interpretation of this. I think I can't not think that Angel wanted to make this a bigger deal because it was like Kay coaching her saying, oh, don't let this one up. You've got a big grievance now with Giselle and you should run this into the ground if you can.
Yeah. No, if anything, I think it would have behooved her to stick with the night before, get along with everyone, say that she's over it. Because then it's like, now we're dragging it on. Now they're having to show before photos of you, which like is my nightmare. Like, I'm like, please don't do a side by side and talk about why I Facetune myself because I'm self-conscious about my postpartum body. Like, I wouldn't want to open those floodgates personally. Like that, I don't know. I was like, this is like depressing to talk about.
All right, I didn't feel that way about it, but I understand. I defer to you that I can imagine Angel having this real reaction, authentic reaction. Tia does say her kind of moment where I love Tia because she is like an actual normal person in this group. I don't mean that the other ones are not normal, but I like that she's just instantly a part of the group and she's not doing anything sort of extra to get attention. She seems very calm and confident. And when she goes, wait, sorry, what's going on, Angel? I thought that you were completely over it. And then you woke up this morning and now we're talking about it again. I felt like instead of calling out Angel for being calculated, she was just being a real person who's on a trip being like, wait, sorry, no, we already addressed this. Let's just have fun.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's already become sort of the mediator in the group, which I think is great.
Right. Yeah, she seems sort of unflappable because
Yes.
she's very straightforward, whereas Angel, I think, is already going to face another thing where they're already making fun of her for talking about her husband too much, almost like Sheena talking about Rob, where she's like, my man was the starter on his football team. My man just sent me $5,000 to go shopping in Nevis. And they're all like, all there are shitty souvenir shops where everything is like $5. So I don't know what you need $5,000 for, but okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean that outfit that Alexander Hamilton wore, you could buy at that at his museum, but no,
tattered hurricane hat.
totally. Oh, absolutely. The Bobby stuff when they show those in succession, those clips, you're like, oh shit, they got you. You do talk about Bobby for some reason over and over. Bobby was about to get me charter a jet. Bobby gave me $5,000 of play money. It's like I understood Giselle's point of like, okay, enough about Bobby. We don't care. We want to know more about you. Could I skip us forward, or do you want to talk about the Hamilton house more? Did you? Okay.
I think the sexting is like the only thing left, and then that Wendy got violently ill for some reason.
Yeah. I did like when they were doing Hamilton history because I'm saving Hamilton. I want to see it live on the big what's it called, theater stage. So I'm saving it, so I don't know any of this history. But I like when they were saying Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton got in a duel. Alexander Hamilton thought it was kind of a fun, friendly duel with Aaron Burr, but I think Aaron Burr hated him and took it too far, and I didn't know that.
Alexander Hamilton raised his pistol to the sky to say, like, I'm not going to do it. And Burr was like, oops, already killed you.
Oh my God. I would have been the guy in the duel who said, okay, yeah, I'm shooting at you, buddy. And then shoot at the tree over their head. I would have been like the Barry Lyndon guy. Do you remember? He's the guy, the Barry Lyndon guy who he gives a rubber ball to Barry Lyndon, and Barry Lyndon does kill him. And then that's why they get Barry Lyndon on the run at the start. I would have been the guy who hopefully got a rubber ball into Aaron Burr's, rifle beforehand.
Barry Lyndon lose his leg again?
Oh shit. Shit.
Spoiler.
A horse again. I think horses befall him tragedy twice.
Yeah, his son falls off a horse, and then
major Barry Lyndon spoilers. I'm sorry. I hope you guys. Barry Lyndon.
It's always on the tip of everyone's tongue of what they're about to watch any day.
Loses leg how? Hold on, I got it because I was lying about No, I'm sorry. No. You were right to set it up like this. Lord Bullingdon, spoilers, Lord Bullingdon, his wonderful stepson who hates him, duels him. It's the third duel of the film, if I remember correctly. Gets him in the calf or something, and he loses his leg from his duel with Lord Bullingdon. Oh my God! Whoa!
Yeah,
Holy
brutal.
shit!
No, it is wild when you learn about Hamilton era, where you're like, whatever. I'm not propping up the founding fathers, but you're like, wow, like there's something very modern about a lot of the world of thought that is going on, and it's like the birth of New York City as we kind of know it now or whatever. But then you're like, at the same time, they were solving beef by shooting each other at a planned appointment.
I know. I think Alexander Hamilton, he was trying to give up this sort of custom, possibly by being like, do we really have to adhere to this? But yeah, you're right. It is very shocking that we were settling matters like that.
I think if I remember the show correctly, that Aaron Burr also was a party to smearing Hamilton for being a cheat, a playboy. And there was something called the Reynolds pamphlet that was basically a little gossip rag that said that Hamilton was fucking some married woman, and it sort of ruined his reputation. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh my God. I don't think people really dueled that often.
I think it was like pretty common at that level.
I'm going to look it up. I'm not going to look it up now, but I'm saying I don't know if they did it a lot. Okay. Oh, one, you already said this. Stacey has a funny moment with that they try to make they try to use to make her look like shit. She
Yeah.
goes, who's talking about sex? They're like, let's talk about sex
Uh,
for a second.
was
Let's
it Angel?
Angel's like, I texted Bobby, let's have sex or something. And then Stacey goes, what if I did that to Timo? And everybody goes, do it. That'd be so fun. And so she writes Timo and she just texts him sex. And he goes, huh? He goes, what? Sex with you? Or sex with you, question mark? And then Stacey takes a wonderful photograph, a selfie of herself. It's a cool photo where she looks like this. She's smiling and she has her hand raised and it looks very like sweet. And then she sends it to him and then she goes, sex with me. And so he knows instantly he knows now she meant sex with her, like possibly a sexing situation is going to happen. And then he's being kind of a little, I think, German sensibility. He goes, I think you have the wrong number. And everyone pretends like that's the worst thing that they've ever heard in their life. Ashley goes running and screaming and laughing at Stacey that Timo denied a sext from Stacey and tells Giselle instantly.
Yeah, I feel like if that's not in your normal repertoire, a lot of husbands would respond that way. It did remind me of on Roni when Dorinda sexts or calls John Badessian and he's like, oh yeah, baby, I'll fuck you right now. And then they try and force Tinsley to do it and she has a full mental breakdown. She was like, I can't do that. That's not what we're about. It's going to be really bad.
Yeah, of course. It's exactly that. Not everybody can just write sex to their significant other and then that person comes running to have sex with them or drops everything.
Do you remember, this is non sequitur, but do you remember the time that on Roni, I forget where they went. It wasn't the Berkshires because it wasn't where Dorinda lived. They went somewhere like Connecticut or something. And Dorinda forgot all of her luggage because she said that her and John had afternoon delight sex and she just left all of her bags there and went on this trip with no luggage.
Oh my God, I don't believe it, but I can picture it. I mean, I know.
And I'm like,
they
were the
afternoon
horniest
sex.
couple alive. Like that was the only reason they were together at all.
Oh my God, yeah, they were so horny. No, I forgot. I forgot that she forgot her luggage after having sex with John like that.
I love it.
That's
I
amazing.
miss them.
And then Giselle and Ashley are laughing at Stacey, and Stacey comes right over and goes, "Are you laughing at me? This isn't a big deal. Shut up. Like this sucks." And that gets like they're really having a hard time making Stacey who they want the audience to believe she is. It's not working at all. And everything they do is a misfire, like we've already said. And then Wendy goes, oh my God, I'm sick as hell. I'm so sick. I need to sit down.
I know. I was afraid she was going to like faint or something. But they also earlier in the episode got Giselle to, in so many words, admit that she was dating that guy. Because Wendy goes, just answer me this and I'll know everything I need to know. Has he met your daughters? And Giselle is like, I don't want to talk anymore. And in her confessional, she said that he's met one of her daughters, which I think to her means it's kind of serious.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, great. I'm a little, I find it a little interesting that Giselle is a 10-season cast member, OG, and it's pulling teeth to get her to admit that she has seen someone. It's like, what the hell? We know so little about Giselle's life that's the biggest revelation we can get from her at this point, that they might have met a daughter and she has to wait to even say it in the confessional. I'm like, God damn, Giselle is not an open book to the audience at all.
I know. I keep getting videos. I mean, maybe I'm seeing them because people are like retweeting them into like Housewives Twitter, but her ex-husband makes news a lot as like a pastor of 2025, like preaching to the issues of the day. And I keep being like, damn, like, I mean, I was like, they kind of lost a potential interesting figure since they're not together. Like, I think he seems like a very like interesting, like relevant person. I'm like, if they were still together, that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, at least in the capacity of being a divorced husband that pops up. He doesn't pop up too often, but yeah.
So, anyways, enjoy Potomac as always, just a fun little ancillary watch. It made me want to go on a tropical vacation. I don't know. None of the drama is particularly consequential as always, but they're a fun bunch.
Do you want to go to that Nevis house of Alexander Hamilton's?
It didn't look like a great museum. I mean, he didn't live there very long. It didn't seem like they had any relics of the time that he lived there. I think they said his house was destroyed, in fact, so I don't know what structure that is unless it's the house that was rebuilt. So I wouldn't say I would go there for that, but if I ended up there, I would stop by for sure.
They had his favorite toy dice that he used to play with before he left. Did you see that?
They have his, I was going to say wooden teeth, but it's the wrong guy.
Right. Well, you know, we don't know. He might have had.
He was
wooden
his
teeth.
mentor,
Oh, really?
George Washington.
I gotta get. Oh my god, what the hell am I doing? I gotta watch this thing on Disney Plus. I can't wait for it to come back to Los Angeles on the stage. All right, okay, let's go to. I thought Salt Lake City had a lot of stuff going on in it. Would you like to talk about that? This episode of Salt Lake City. What the hell was this thing called? We don't know.
Loose Lips Sink Friendships.
We've had that title before.
Yeah.
I think we've had that title.
Recently.
I think we've had that title 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe. Well, what I mean, I guess it's too much to not do a title if you're on the water to have it say ships in it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I understand the plight of the titles. But yeah, it starts back up, and it turns out that Bronwyn has slept on the deck. Despite the fact that it rained at 3 a.m. I have to say, this is kind of a self-own. Like, I get that she's saying, I so badly don't want to sleep in the same room as Brittany that I'd rather sleep outdoors. But I'm like, that sucks so bad.
Yeah, I thought it sucked too, and I couldn't even believe it. I was like, you did what? And also, like, I haven't watched Below Deck enough, but there aren't couches or living rooms or better quarters that she could have gone in rather than outside with a bunch of towels to sleep. And also, yeah, you let Brittany kick you out with no fuss at all. Brittany's like, that sucked what you did. And it's going to be hard sleeping with you. And Bronwyn goes, well, don't worry about it because I'm going out on the deck to sleep. It's like, yeah, what the hell?
Also, when she was later trying to get Mary to agree, was she saying that she wanted to sleep between Angie and Mary?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Or in their bathroom. And Mary rightfully said no.
In the barf-ridden bathroom?
Yeah. Mary goes, no. She goes, that's three's a crowd. She goes, no, you can't sleep in
Literally, it is.
I mean, it's on Bronwyn. I'm pretty steamed at Bronwyn this episode. I'm gonna keep just being pissed off and venting. But you ruined your relationship with Brittany. What the hell were you thinking? She justifies this and she goes, well, Brittany was mad at me because I said all the shit that she talked to everyone, and I'm mad at her because of the things that Brittany always says. It's like, oh, so you have nothing. Brittany didn't do anything. She thought that you guys were on a good page and you guys were doing good, and then you just completely threw her under the bus to deflect, and you treated her like fucking shit, and you had to sleep outside for it. You know what I mean? It's like the whole thing was Bronwyn's fault. Everything about it.
Yeah, drama. She does order a Dr. Pepper first thing in the morning. Her Mormon roots run deep of her love of soda.
Oh, I didn't even think about the connection of that, of Mormons wanting to stifle the urge for alcohol by quelling it with soda, right?
Yeah, she remember with Muzzy they were drinking soda up the yin yang.
Of course, remember Muzzy goes, "You have the worst soda I've ever seen in my life." Right. It was like squelch and
squelch. I've been seeing that Diet Coke Lime has been making a comeback, and they have it at AMC now, and I'm always tempted, but I get such a big soda at the movies that I'm not sure if I wish to commit to like 32-ounce level,
You should put it in one of the smallest popcorn containers and ask for a little taster, to make sure before you commit, you know
snifter.
What I mean? A little snifter. I'm so excited about Diet Coke Lime too. This guy from Target who was bringing out our order, Megan ordered, there was a huge deal on Diet Cokes 3 for 1 or something. So Megan got 3 huge cases of it, and the guy goes, have you ever tried Coke Zero? And I was like, he goes, Coke Zero tastes more like Coke.
No.
And I go, honey, have we ever tried Coke Zero? Because I was speaking to Megan outside, and she didn't indulge in this at all because she knows she likes Diet Coke more. But I'm not a soda drinker. Do you drink Coke Zero?
Fuck no.
So is it bad?
Gross.
Really? So it doesn't taste like Coke. It's not the diet version of Coke, and Diet Coke has its own singular
taste. Some people will
taste.
disagree, but I think it's nasty. I'm a Diet Coke girl through and through. Yeah.
So why did this Target employee say I should switch Diet Coke for Coke Zero?
I'm like, because to me, I'm like, Diet Coke is not a facsimile of Coke. It's like a different drink. I'm not like, this is almost as good as Coke. I'm like, it's a different drink. I'm not like, if you close your eyes, you wouldn't know the difference. Like, it's completely different.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to be fooled.
I just didn't know enough, so I said, "Can we return these for Coke Zero?" And Megan was giving me the sign, like, "Stop talking to this guy. We want the Diet Coke."
We did curbside for a reason. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. But I'm the same way with Gatorade Zero. I am such a Gatorade Zero person now that if I drink a full fat Gatorade, I think it's disgusting.
What's the other one? What's in between? Isn't there one that I drink the other one? What's it? Gator? Is there Gator
Like
Light?
Light?
Yeah,
That's
I love
like the sports one, I think. Right?
I really love the Pedialyte equivalent called Gator Light in orange, or I get it in sometimes red.
There's something's awry in the Los Angeles 7-Eleven like deli community where I can never get a fucking fruit punch Gatorade Zero to save my life, and it's all I ever want. And I have to get like a freaking blue one or an orange one or like the cucumber one, and I'm like, I just want fruit punch.
Oh my God. They must have done the sort of the math on this, and fruit punch for you love it, but it might not be a heavy hitter. It's the one that's sitting on the shelves. They know
ridiculous.
like the back. I know, but they know like the back of their hands, the demand of their customers. Cucumber lime is huge, and I'll say it. I love cucumber lime.
I'm fine with it, but fruit punch is like a bingo bullseye for me, and I do buy the powder packs. That's a good life hack.
So you can get fruit punch. You can get as much as you want of that
on demand.
I want to say something about this next scene, unless you want to just talk about more soda or Gatorade.
No.
Whitney goes into Heather's room quarters, and Heather goes, "What the hell did I just do last night?" And I was like, "Yeah, right." I was like, "That was so ridiculous." And Whitney goes, what did she say? You were baller. And I was like, oh my God, that's the last thing I would ever want to hear if I didn't remember what I said and Whitney is praising my actions or tactics. I think that Heather was probably so bummed out. And then Whitney is wanting to really revel in this and go like, oh my God, we fucking got her. We almost got her. And Heather goes, no, I'm not indulging in that. Lisa is still a good friend to me, and I just wanted to say that she is the source of all dirt, but I love her, and she's one of the best people I've ever known. So it's like, no. We're not gleefully cackling at the demise of Lisa yet. I'm still playing my fake mediator, pretending I'm just bringing up for the good of the group what I hate about Lisa, as if there's going to be no ill effects of that.
Right. Yeah, they cut to apparently Heather was out on that floaty barge for a while with Lisa and was trying to get her to admit what she has done. Lisa deny. She said, she's like, why would you even think that? And she's like, because as you said, everyone tells you everything. She's like, yeah, but I would never leak it. And then it cuts to Lisa in bed with Meredith saying, she's like, I learned a lot about who people are last night, and I wish that you were more there for me. And Meredith is getting pissed. Like, don't tell me I don't support you. And that goes through to, the end of the episode, basically, where she's just like, kind of fed up of being accused of being a bad friend.
Yeah, she's tired of it. Heather's I don't know what Heather's doing, what this strategy is, but when she's talking to Lisa and Lisa's like, I didn't do anything, she's like, I love you, Lisa, but you're the source of all filth. It's like, what are you talking about? Come on.
I know.
We know what this is. We know this is a calculated takedown. We know you're making Lisa your target this season. You got really offended when Lisa said that she was better than you at that dinner, and now you're doing a very orchestrated takedown, and you're all treating Lisa like shit. For the rest of this episode, they are so mean to Lisa. Lisa has to hang out with Brittany the entire time. No offense to Brittany. Brittany's wonderful. But everyone is treating Lisa like she's got a bad smell over her head. They're walking out of the room and not talking to her when she arrives for the rest of this episode. I mean, they're treating her like fucking shit the rest of the time.
Yeah. The second she comes out, they all are like, I'm gonna go do my hair, or like I'm gonna go like get a snack. And she's left speaking with Brittany. They're talking about Bronwyn, who is still on her deck chair upstairs and can hear everything they're saying. One of the topics of which is that Bronwyn says, or Lisa says, Bronwyn's the one who told me to reach out to her daughter's grandparents to see if they would want to get together. And I was like, is that even a new detail? I thought we talked about this.
But we'll I mean, for me, I've always been on Lisa's side for this whole thing, but it's a relevant detail to see it in writing that Bronwyn said, if you would like to reach out and set this up, that would be great. Me and my daughter are on board with this. Like, that's a huge deal to me. Bronwyn made it seem like the most vile behavior in the world is that Lisa brought back into light the grandparents that forsook her for her baby, and that it is so beyond anything that she's ever dealt with in her life that Todd thinks she's a demon now. And Bronwyn was the bridge between it and wanted it to happen on camera. She was getting away with it at the reunion by pretending like this is a Lisa plot, when in reality, Bronwyn was fully a part of it and then backed out and got to use the no kids rule that we all have to abide by in this domain. You know what I mean?
Right.
They painted Lisa like a villain, and now this is evidence that Bronwyn was a part of it, and it wasn't a big deal or beyond reason that Lisa would do this. Yeah.
I will say Bronwyn, I find her still a great addition. I think she fits in seamlessly, but her continued outrage, or just like, she's very easy to ruffle, and it's getting a little old for me, where I'm like, all right, like, get used to it, hun.
I completely agree. I completely agree. And I almost think like she feels like she's pretending like she's above the fold. Like she's like Todd is this HP Hewlett Packard CFO, and we don't do things like this. He finds this silly, ridiculous behavior that we would engage in this on the boat.
2.0.
It's like, yeah, who fucking cares what Todd thinks? Nobody gives a fucking shit about Todd. We know that he makes out with people and farts while he makes out with them. Like,
we're gonna have to raise the F-bomb. The kibosh, because it just keeps happening. So we're going to have to just get used to it.
They're pretty close to this being the fart season of Salt Lake City. Farts have been mentioned every single episode. I think 4 of the 7 have had elaborate fart plot.
Yeah,
so yeah, we have to get over. No, I agree with you completely. I am a little tired of the Bronwyn. I don't know what it is. I think that she's lying her ass off. She lies a lot. She's been caught in countless lies. The biggest one in the world was this Hope diamond that she got from the bottom of the sea that she was wearing, that she lied about. That's a big lie. I'll never get over it. I don't care what anybody says. And then I think she lied about this. She's painting Lisa to be a villain. And I don't like the holier than thou moral out on all of these situations. So I agree with you completely. I'm getting a little fed up with this demeanor overall.
Yeah. So at breakfast, before we get into the fart situation, Brittany is trying to clap back at Bronwyn is trying to clap back at Brittany, saying she was basically insinuating that she was trying to fuck a crew member downstairs, and they cut to the clip of her trying to get a tour from Captain Jason. But then it turns out there was a secondary moment where she called Jason down to her room because her AC was broken, and he comes in and she's sort of scantily clad, and she goes, "It's just really hot in here."
It's really, I mean, yeah, it's pretty amazing. She goes, "It's really, really hot in here," and like she's sweating, and then Jason peeks in there, I guess.
Why is it his problem, all of this stuff? Like, being a captain kind of sucks. I'd be like, I'm trying to get us from point A to point B. Why do I have to get you a Band-Aid and fix the air conditioning?
I don't know. Some rules or some things just fall under the
international
captain's
waters
domain. Yeah, he's the medic. He's air condition person. And, Bronwyn was like, I didn't want to sleep where Captain Jason and you made love. And it's like, wow, I mean, you're saying that like it's so horrible. It's like, that would be so cool. If Brittany and Jason made love in that bed, like, you know what I mean? Like, she was kind of like treating that like that was a horrible thing that we would be repulsed by. But I was like,
Lisa
that's
tries
cool.
to drag that chick Daisy into it, and she's like, tell Brittany that he's not interested at all. And Daisy's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have a job to do. Goodbye.
Yeah, Lisa is starting to be worried about what Captain Jason thinks of them all, and Heather and Whitney later are really worried that they're treating Jason like shit. He's so
Yeah.
bummed out at this journey. He wanted to be a part of it, and they just can't stop fighting and let him sit down to dinner with them.
I know.
I
He
don't think that
keeps
they had.
yeah.
Oh, I don't think they had sex though, Brittany and Jason. Do you?
No. I also don't think he had sex with Heather, but I digress. Um, okay, so this is where we get to Bronwyn screaming at Lisa about the grandparents thing. She's like, "You're talking about my daughter again and her grandparents again." And I'm like, okay, but it's like about something we already know about. So I don't know what you're like fired up about. It's not like she's bringing new drama to the table. It's about a topic that's already aired, you know.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just like, I like the kids rule fine or whatever. I'm like, I'll allow it, but it's not a get out of jail free card. It's not like we just can't speak of these things, especially like you
Right.
said. We've already indulged in this before. So I don't really understand. And Bronwyn got she was a 3 out of 10 when she walked up there, and then she becomes a 10 out of or no, she's not a 10 out of 10 yet. It's only when she goes Lisa's like, well, we all talk shit about each other. Angie, you talk shit about each other. And then Angie was like, you continue to talk shit about people all the time. Like when you said with your hair in front of your face that Todd was making out with one of your friends while farting, farting the entire time. And
That's
Lisa
like
goes,
nightmarish. That's like Harvey Weinstein shit. Like every detail grosser than the last.
yeah, I mean, it's really, it's so stupid and it's like so childish.
I know.
It's
It's so like if that's not true, then like that they really did him dirty.
It's like it's so stupid. It's like I don't even want to think about it for 1 second. What does it mean?
It's really like ghoulish.
Yeah, and like not even that I care about Todd either, but it's just like what? and then this is like the bombshell that Angie is bringing up, and it's kind of Lisa is caught. Which is funny, you know. I think I know Lisa pretty well. She's like, oh shit. She brought up the Todd fart makeout story,
Yeah.
and she goes, it's not one of my friends. And it's like, oh damn. Well, you said even one piece of that. Like, was anything a part of it real? She goes, and then Angie goes, one of your hot friends. So then she's like making it more real. Like this is actually what Lisa even said. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, and then we find out. I don't know how we find out, but Angie goes, you took me. We all partied after Clarity lunch. This is right after
Yeah.
when she says it. You took me to Clarity lunch. You kissed our asses. You got on all of our good sides. Then you took us to Premier Lodge. And then you whispered to me in front of everyone with the hair in front of your mouth. You said, guess what? Todd was making out with one of my friends and he was farting the entire time. And this is
I'm obsessed with like her, you know, sort of keeping it a secret is like covering her mouth with her hair to be like, just so you know. And Bronwyn's like, did you say that? And she's like, it wasn't one of my friends. It wasn't one of my friends. And she's like, fuck you. You're dead to me.
Yeah. Bronwyn says you're dead to me. I mean, yeah, this is when Bronwyn, screams, like you said. This is the 10 out of 10 Bronwyn. She's so fucking pissed. And, she was already pissed about grandparents and Gwen being brought up. And now she's like, a Todd farting rumor. I can't stomach that at all.
This is beyond the pale. And then Mary is like, we've heard her talk about farts for weeks now.
Uh-huh.
She goes, if someone said my husband was making out with somebody and farting, I don't know which I'd be more devastated about. Why is he farting? What's wrong?
Maybe an all-time Mary confessional. I mean, it's so funny. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, I don't. I guess if we're judging this, judging the ramifications of this, I'm not on the Bronwyn side of your debt. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I'm like, if Lisa said that, then Lisa's dead.
She knows
too.
she's in fucking huge trouble. Imagine when Todd hears this.
Oh my god! And we we hear on the phone. She tells him later. Could you imagine? He must have been really upset. He was been really upset when he got that call. I mean, it's like it's a new type of rumor that I've never heard before. That you know, because not a lot of rumors have farting involved. It's just not
really
something
adds
that
color.
it really does. But I'm fine with Lisa. I don't want to, absolve Lisa of everything, but I'm fine with Lisa getting one more shot at Bronwyn off after the clarity lunch. Like, you just can't help yourself. But the real mistake that Lisa made was thinking that after the clarity lunch that Angie was back on her side and that was a friend you could talk shit to and have a little bit of fun to. Because Angie,
she was like, Angie isn't a real bitch, which, it is, I feel like this is happening across every city. No one is safe. You kind of just can't even gossip at all unless you expect someone to double cross you, which is a little sad. But I mean, I don't know why she even thought her and Angie have that kind of relationship in the first place. It wasn't like Meredith who would probably hold it down for her, but I'm like, Angie hates you. Like, why would you even trust her with that ammo at all?
Lisa has completely misjudged Angie this season. I've talked about this before, but she started out the season thinking that Angie was in her court. She was the one who called Angie to say, I'm with Ben and Jen or Ben and Blake, and I'm doing this thing. She thought Angie was her friend. She had no idea that the stars were aligning for a Lisa takedown season. So when she got back in Angie's good graces, she thought they were going back to the good old days when they were friends, and she does not know how deep this anti-Lisa hatred takedown is going with this group. They're all in.
Right.
This is this is the Lisa Vanderpump takedown season in Beverly Hills. We are there. They're icing Lisa out. It's like 7-2 or whatever the numbers are. 6-2. I mean, Lisa's about, they're saying like, get at a different lunch table and eat with Brittany. You fucking suck. We all hate you. And Heather is partaking in it. Heather is living in this moment where she's running the crew and Lisa is ostracized.
I kind of like that Lisa's almost ignoring that it's happening. Like the morning after, she's like, hey guys, like, what are we having for breakfast?
I know.
Like, I won't allow this.
I want Lisa to go nuclear on him. I'm saying it right now. This is a season. I personally will not allow Lisa to get run off this show by these other cast members.
The aggression cannot stand.
No. And I think that do unto them what thou hast done to you. Go nuts. What's in Heather's vault? Go fucking scorched earth on Heather. Heather is trying to take you down. This is all in the past. I can't change anything. Lisa,
mention it all.
Oh, it's done. Angie, never fucking trust Angie for 1 fucking second. Make Angie bow down and beg for your friendship again. Whitney is obviously fucking write her off. You already know that. Lisa's got Whitney's fucking number. Bronwyn is basically done. But I just think that it's...
I love your, like, all my money on Lisa.
I do.
Go the distance.
If we had Turtle Time when Lisa Vanderpump was getting run off of Beverly Hills, I would have done the exact same thing. There is a power imbalance here, and they are trying to, I don't want to say bully, but they are trying to create a new dynamic that pushes Lisa out, and she only has Meredith and Brittany. And I'm saying, I don't know whatever strategy Lisa's doing now is not working. I say fight like hell.
All right. I'm curious to see how this goes down. Nothing of the preview for last week implied more to come here. If anything, it was more about Meredith having a meltdown. So we'll get there. They do a little private island boat. What is that called? I keep forgetting what it's called. The little dinghy that takes you to the...
I think it's a tender, but I think
tender.
But that looks like a bigger tender. I don't even know. I think it's maybe it's a tender.
They do a day trip that if you watch Below Deck, I always remember that they hate doing these little day trips because then they have to set everything up. They were getting massages, but it looked awesome.
Yeah, no, they always, I remember Below Deck too. It'd be like, you forgot the margarita juice. Like, oh my God, you have to go back. And that was the main drink that you wanted. I like that the King of Games, they're like, Mike is the king of games, so he will do a game for you all. And he goes, never have I ever? It's like, oh my God.
Run from here to there. It's like if you asked me to do it, I'm like, tic-tac-toe in the sand, bitch. I don't care. Like, entertain yourself.
Mike, Mike, they said it was your specialty. Never have I ever and run back and forth in the sand.
Yeah.
But
Basically, the lesson on Below Deck is that every single thing you would love to do the most is the thing they hate the most. Like the inflatables, the slide, the beach day. Like, they're like, fuck.
I mean, they hate all of it. It's work. I mean, it
Yeah.
sucks. It all sucks. Cooking
Totally.
sucks. Cleaning after them sucks. It's horrible. Like, they're not having fun. This is the
They
worst
never
experience.
talked about the cucumber again.
No, they're over that now. They figured out that it was for the eyes, like a sauna. I don't know what Lisa was thinking here. This is sort of an odd choice, strategic choice. She tries to get Mary in on this anti-Meredith campaign.
Yeah.
She goes, "Hey, Mary," which I'm like, you guys don't like each other at all. This is a dead friendship here.
Yeah.
Meredith hasn't been sticking up for me. Like, I think I was like, damn, wait, no, come on. You can't sully your relationship with Meredith. Now you're trying to get Mary in on an anti-Meredith thing. I was like, that is not, don't do that. You need allies right now.
Mary's fickle finger of fate is so scary. Like,
Oh.
she'll just immediately be like, I hope you die. And you're like, ah!
No, seriously, I didn't. You have to tell me when Mary is mad at someone, and to find out that she was treating Meredith like this. Mary and Meredith were best friends last season. They had Angie in Mary's relationship, I think, last season. Now Meredith, she's like, you're fucking boring. Mary goes, hey. She goes, listen to Lisa when she talks about how shitty you are as a friend. She goes, and by the way, why don't you go swim in the ocean? You're fucking boring.
Walk into the sea, bitch. I hate you.
She goes, walk into the sea. She goes, go find a story to tell because you're boring as hell. You're boring as shit. And it's like, whoa, oh my God.
It's like how we were saying on the season 7 VPR reunion that James is so like a cornered animal that anyone that crosses him, it's scary what he could deploy upon you. And I feel like Mary's like that too, where you barely do anything wrong. She calls you inbred or
totally.
says the worst thing you've ever heard. And you're like, no.
Mary was about to write off Angie for all history 2 episodes ago. She sat down. She goes, I came to write you off from my life forever. And then Angie gave her a twisted tea and said, I actually love you. And then now they're having the best friendship you've ever seen. So yeah. You have no idea where you stand with Mary. No. At any time Meredith leaves, it's really sad. I felt like Meredith was like, that's too far. Being called boring like that. And then is there anything else more that happens on the beach besides that kind of that game that Mike set up?
Just that Mary's never have I ever is that she's never peed or farted in the ocean.
Yeah. I think Bronwyn said, very funny, she goes, not peed or farted, which is like, it's like, why are we getting to that
First of all,
level?
I'm like, it's one thing to say you don't pee in pools, that is noble. To say you don't pee in the ocean, it's like, are you not human? Like, that's the whole point of going in the ocean is to pee. Am I wrong?
No, totally. No, I don't think you're wrong. I think you're probably speaking to a lot of people there. No, exactly. I don't know what she's trying to say there. And then Heather goes, this was kind of funny for Heather. You got to give Heather credit when she's funny. She goes, have you ever farted while making out with someone? And then Bronwyn, who had been crying and had to force herself to not cry.
Freudian.
About this whole thing.
You're like, Todd, I mean fart. I mean Todd.
She goes too soon, Heather, and you can tell that she just got over it. That was too much. Also, Bronwyn is on Heather's ass for the rest of the trip. So Whitney is on Heather's ass. Heather basically Heather basically threw a pie in Lisa's face and sent her to a different lunch table. And now Whitney and Bronwyn are currying favor with their new leader. Bronwyn's kissing Heather. Whitney's right next to Heather the entire episode. Like, she fucking loves her. Like, she made their day forever. Like, they are ready to just bow down to Heather for the rest of the episode. Right. And then Heather says, I don't know if it's now or later, she goes, Bronwyn, I don't know what the hell I was thinking with Bronwyn. Which we said this before. Heather is going to love Bronwyn eventually. What the hell was the acrimony earlier last season or whatever? Yeah. She goes, I don't know what I was thinking. We've moved so far and we love each other now. And they have, like, the rest of the episode, they're having the time of their life together.
Right. When they get back to the boat, Bronwyn reveals that she brought her dumbass Todd airport inflatable costumes, a seahorse, and a shark. Angie joins her. You think, finally, Angie's going to have a little bit of fun. She stopped barfing. She's going to do shenanigans with the costumes, and then immediately slams her finger in the door. It's bleeding everywhere. I'm like, that must hurt so fucking bad. I think she like broke a nail in the door, which is like horrendous. Captain Jason has to bandage her up, and she's like, sorry, you have to keep helping me. And I'm like, what a nightmare. God.
Yeah, I had no idea she was even bleeding, and it was so bad wearing that stupid...
You know, that hurts so bad. Oh, I hate that.
Oh no, that would be the worst feeling in the world on a yacht. She's having a horrible time. And then they're getting ready, and then, you know, this is when they are doing zombie stuff. It's a zombie theme. Right. Dead scars and wounds, and
they do a Chiron, sort of a black and white zombie movie edit where it's called The Real Zombies of the Yacht Apocalypse. Like, okay, I don't think they ever even, unless I missed it, explained why they're doing this. Just for fun, I guess.
No, I mean, you know, give us a little bit of you know, we get a little sad, I guess, when Halloween is over as viewers. And so I think to get a little taste of the undead or like sort of this scary stuff gave me a jolt again. I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, oh, holy shit, I get to see this kind of stuff again. They're really drunk, though. Or no, not everyone, but Brittany is drunk. Heather's really drunk. She can't even hold court. She's supposed to hold zombie court here, and she barely can. Yeah,
they did the day drinking. Brittany has to excuse herself to barf off the side of the boat. Then when she gets back to the table, she drinks some tequila, which Meredith takes issue with. She's like, who drinks tequila right after she barfs? And Brittany's like, mind your fucking business. And Heather's like, she's doing what's necessary. And Whitney's like, maybe it's the hair of the dog. They're all like, fuck you.
Yeah, it was sad. It was like Meredith took boring to heart and said, I'm going to pick on Brittany for 1 second. Will this work? And everybody goes, stop it now. That's horrible what you just brought up. So she's completely shut down within 1 second. Like that's not something she can...
Fine. And then Brittany, in a drunken stupor, attempts to bring up a TikTok rumor out of nowhere, basically, to Meredith, saying, I've been seeing on TikTok Seth's indiscretions, him having a mistress. And they show that earlier she showed the video to Whitney, and they don't blur it. They show the TikToker and name them specifically. And I'm like, damn, the blogger shit continues where they're just giving credit. Is that because they don't have to show it? Maybe do you think it's because they thought it would benefit the show to have the actual clip, or because there's going to be more to come with that person?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't like it.
I have my same take as I have for everything else. This is what I mean, you know, if this is true, that's fine. And this is great journalism. But the impulse to make TikToks with salacious information, lies, is going to be increased due to the fact that you could possibly get on the show. I mean, do you know what fucking garbage we wade through with Bravo rumors when we're on TikTok? Could you imagine if one random stupid video that I made, that I lied my ass off, was then brought to the forefront on this thing? It's like, it's just not right.
A bad precedent.
It's bad precedent, but it's Brittany's fault. Like, this thing did not go viral. We never saw Seth rumors about him cheating. That would have been on Turtle Time News. That would have been a major headline, a huge scoop for Turtle Time. You know what I mean? It's like the bar is so low for what people can bring up on TikTok that I was kind of, bummed out that Brittany brought that. Yeah. And then Meredith goes, you know, she's like, obviously, she's like, the drink thing didn't work, so now I'm going all in on this. Despicable. You're despicable, she calls her. What? Vile.
She goes, a liar, malicious, despicable person. She says she's in a monogamous marriage, and she said that Brittany's just jealous because she can't hold a man down. She gets super pissed at one point. She starts crashing out. She throws her, I think it's like a butcher knife headband. She throws it across the room, and they're all like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Meredith needs to stop. She needs to stop throwing stuff. I said it last week. Don't throw stuff. It makes sense, you throwing stuff. It never does. It comes off very performative.
Yeah. Jason tries to join them for dessert. Meredith is like, you don't want me to bring up what I hear about the husband. She's saying, you don't want to talk about the husband.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason's like, I'm good. Goodbye. And the other ladies are like, God damn it. He keeps trying to hang out with us and we keep fucking it up.
Lisa's like, I'm very embarrassed. And he was going to eat this big zombie head cake. Zombie head ice cream. Did you see this, what Ben made?
I didn't see what it looked like before they cut it.
It was a huge ice cream vanilla scoop in the shape of a zombie with cherry or strawberry
Blood.
juice coming down off of it. Yeah,
That's
and
cute.
it was really cool. And then Jason goes, I think I'm going to have dessert alone in my quarters. So they blew it with Jason again. And then that's where we cut off. It ends kind of in a weird non-cliffhanger where Lisa goes, that sucked what you guys did to Captain Jason. And then it's like, okay, on next week. I was like, okay, nothing else happened at that zombie dinner to like end this episode properly. It wasn't that
Right.
crazy unless Jason's going to start screaming and get really pissed. Or
Right.
something. You know
Maybe
what I
there'll
mean?
be a little bit at the top of next week, but it seems like there's mostly just retrospective talking about how Meredith was unhinged on the flight, which she denies, saying there would be an air marshal on her ass if she acted that way. Which, TBD.
It's interesting that we keep hearing these sort of behind the scenes issues with Meredith. Like Brittany, remember when she had that glass to the door and she heard Meredith barfing for no reason, crying and
Right.
barfing, alternating. And now we're hearing that she had this, meltdown. It's like enough of more of these stories, and we're going to be like, what the hell is going on behind the scenes, Meredith?
Right.
Some of these have to be true. Did we say, we already mentioned that Bronwyn called Todd's about his farting adventure, right? And then Lisa has to say, I'll never say that again. She was like, that was one last, that was
Hurrah.
that was one last hurrah, and I couldn't help myself. I was at Vita Premier Lounge and I was just having fun. But she does say, I will never ever talk about them again. And then Bronwyn's like, she's talking at me and I'm looking at her and I'm nodding, but she's dead to me still. I will never forgive her. So nothing is good between Bronwyn and Lisa still.
Yeah, Todd will not be pleased at all. I'm scared of what he'll do next.
I think this one is he's going to be okay with. I just think that he's going to find something sort of appealing about this one. I don't think that this is going to be like the Gwen grandparent stuff.
Okay. I feel like the internet really turned on him about the cherry.
Oh yeah. I saw that. I mean, I didn't need more evidence that Todd's a gruff kind of stinker that is not very fun at all.
Yeah.
Do you think he's a cheater though? I don't know if we talked about the fart gate enough.
No, I can't imagine him having the gusto to be fucking around with other people, but I'm also kind of surprised that he even has a young wife in the first place.
Yeah, if he was a cheater, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, yeah, he could be a cheater. He's traveling all the time. He maybe is, but I don't know. It just doesn't. I guess it would have had to be the person that he made out with that was telling the story around town, saying, because the only person close enough to hear his farts would be the person he's making out with, right?
One and done.
So I guess we'll learn more about this next week.
More to come.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we achieved the Turtle Time mission. It was pretty action-packed. I think, what's next? We have, next episode will be Orange County Reunion, which I am curious of how that will be.
Holy shit. Oh my God. Yeah. We're OC Reunion, which I think will be good. We got Emily's wife swap coming up, Emily Simpson, which is going to be great. And then, come on, don't count us out yet. That December schedule we talked about earlier in the episode, right? All that shit that we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
That's going to be great. Yeah, I agree with you that the Turtle Time mission has been completed. Recapping 2 shows and then doing news at the top of the hour. Now let's just give everybody a break and very quickly say how you can support Turtle Time if you want to, if you like this episode. The biggest and most beneficial, beautiful way you can support Turtle Time is by becoming a patron of Turtle Time by going to our Patreon and becoming a Villa Rosa VIP. I'm not going to spell it all out, but if you go there, there is a window to a beautiful heaven where you get to have a discussion forum with a bunch of other wonderful Villa Rosa VIPs, and you get access to our Vanderpump Rules recap series. And for the $10 tier, this thing is called the screening room tier. You get access to Amy and I's monthly movie review podcast, and we just put out a huge heavy hitter. I mean, Something's Gotta Give is
Yep.
out now for everyone to listen to as our November episode.
Yeah, if you join, you'll have the backlogged so far Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Blair Witch Project, and Something's Gotta Give. A real wide breadth. And we do that every month, so that's a lot of fun. Join us there. We're always updating our merch on Etsy. We have BravoCon merch right now. We have fan tees, everyone from Shannon Bedore to West Wilson to Kim Zolciak. Check us out there. And lastly, as always, rate and review. We missed the window to get 666 reviews by Halloween, but maybe by the end of the year.
Yeah. I was obviously it ruined my Halloween. I was so bummed out, but I think that I just have to get into the mindset where every single review makes me love the person that reviewed us more than anyone in the world. So just go on Spotify, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts, review us, and we're hoping to hit 666 by the end of the year. But I cherish every review. I do.
Yes. Yeah. Love you guys. Thanks for joining as always. And let us know if you think that Todd would make out and fart at the same time.
Yeah.
Ponder
Yeah.
that.
Let us know. All right. Goodbye.